Atlanta, their robotaxis rolling out. You'll notice that it's through Uber, through the Uber app. So they've partnered with Uber. A lot of people are saying that Uber's going to be dead because of Tesla robotaxis, but Waymo is partnering with Uber. All right, yes, there have been some serious glitches in Tesla's rollout of the Robotaxi in Austin this week. Meanwhile, Waymo's expanding to a new city at the very same time, Atlanta. That's the story for today. Let's get into it. We can see this headline here from Fortune. US regulators are circling after Tesla's Robotaxi launch included unexpected behavior and potentially broken traffic laws. Tesla's Robotaxi launch event in Austin on Sunday got rave reviews from analysts, but also led to several attendees posting videos of Tesla vehicles behaving unexpectedly. So that was the Tesla influencers who were videoing the rides. Has that backfired? Because there were some errors that they revealed there. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration reached out a day later and said it will take any necessary actions to protect road safety. But this was one of the glitches. We saw this. I've put this in a few videos. This is the phantom braking that is known to happen with FSD, and it seems to be still happening. This is Kim Java and her ride. You might have seen this before, but let's have a quick look.
We have that stopwatch going. Whoa! All right, so we just slammed on the brake. I'm not exactly sure what just happened.
Not exactly sure what happened. I think it was sun glare there, low sun, which is another known problem. There are multiple videos out there with sun glare being a problem in the cameras. And of course, they don't have LiDAR and other sensors. It's just cameras and AI. So Futurism has this headline: Tesla Robotaxi safety monitor forced to clamber into driver's seat and take over, passenger says. And I think that was this incident. I don't know of another one where it was squeezing past a car, and I think it did hit it. They say in the video it didn't, but the reports that it did slightly hit it, which brings up questions of insurance in these situations that are going to happen. Is Tesla liable? I'd say so. Who else would be? So it comes very close, and the supervising monitor inside the car had to jump over to the driver's seat to get out of this situation. So, it wasn't like on the open road, but it was sort of a parking situation. And it looked like it did hit the tire there, but it could be a more serious situation at other times if this is what happens in the first few days. And here we have from the Wall Street Journal as well. Tesla's Robotaxi launch shows Google's Waymo is worth more than $45 billion. So this is sub-headline here. Waymo was just valued at $45 billion, while autonomous technology drives most of Tesla's $1 trillion value. And so Tesla investors, a lot of them are saying this: forget about the cars because the sales aren't actually going well. It's all about robotaxis. And so there's a lot of focus on this robotaxi rollout to bring in huge amounts. The $1 trillion company, so it's going to have to bring in a lot of revenue. And this headline as well, though: Tesla stock in tailspin after error-plagued robotaxi debut. It's hard to imagine things getting much worse. Well, I don't know about that, and I don't know about a tailspin quite yet. If we look at the stock price over the past month, it is down, as I speak, about 9.5%. So that was unexpected for Tesla investors, with the hope that this would really propel the company. This is, the great hope of Tesla now, apart from robots, but that seemed to be further in the future. And if we just look at the past 5 days, it's only up just marginally, pretty much flat. So during this rollout, it really hasn't done much. So not looking good. And another thing to note here, the PE ratio, the price to earnings ratio, is super high at 180. It was 200 a few days ago, which means that it is going to have to come up with the goods, the revenue, the profits to live up to that. It means that great growth is expected in the company to match that, to get to that level. That's what that really means. If you're not an investor, that means there's great expectations of the stock, of the company coming, and it's really based on this robotaxi rollout. So there was this article just in the last day or so in Time talking about Waymo in particular, but also Tesla Robotaxis. It says about the Jetsons' future of autonomous cars, but it says that many people don't realize that a handful of cities already exist in that future, and that the transition, all things considered, has been relatively painless in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Phoenix, Austin, and now Atlanta. This is where Waymo is now. A lot of people don't even realize that there are autonomous cars driving around unless you're in those cities and you would have seen them. Waymo driverless taxis are completing more than 250,000 paid rides a week and traversing over 2 million miles. So, not a lot of people actually realize that, as I said, unless you're in those cities. But 250,000 paid rides a week, and Tesla's Robotaxi is just rolling out to just a bunch of influencers so far. So they are behind, and the great hope is they're going to catch up. So this is the ad that Waymo's got out about Atlanta, their Robotaxis rolling out, and you'll notice that it's through Uber, through the Uber app. So they're partnered with Uber. A lot of people are saying that Uber's going to be dead because of Tesla Robotaxis, but Waymo is partnering with Uber that if you can book it through the Uber app. So that is something to take note of as well. And also, this is the Time article, which Waymo is featured in the 100 companies, the most significant 100 companies of the year. There's the co-CEOs. And this is the Time article. Waymo's self-driving future is here. And it is a pretty interesting article. I'm going to go through a little bit of it. It says that while Waymo is a 9-year-old company, it's still very young. Data so far shows that its cars are, in fact, safer than the average driver. And this is not just them saying that, like Elon just comes out with these things saying, how great Tesla is, but doesn't actually come out with the data. There's no transparency, but Waymo does. A peer reviewed May paper found that over 56.7 million miles, Waymos were involved in 85% fewer crashes with serious injuries than the average human, and 96% fewer injuries involving intersection crashes, a leading cause of severe accidents. Now it adds that Waymo regularly publishes technical peer reviewed academic papers on safety and maintains detailed safety reports on its website, which have been praised by trusted nonprofit bodies like the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. What has been refreshing about Waymo is they're open to sharing information and working in an academic way with independent groups. So that's far from the case with Tesla. They're very secretive and not transparent about the data, like miles between critical interventions, which Waymo is pretty transparent about. Now, the article points out that Elon Musk has a different solution to Waymo to get rid of sensors entirely. That's right, it's cameras and AI is the Tesla solution. In 2023, he called LiDAR expensive and unnecessary and declared that Tesla cybercabs need only rely on cameras. He has teased the idea of cybercabs costing under $30,000, which would severely undercut Waymo's pricing, analysts say. Well, there's a few things in there about the LiDAR. I showed you that clip of the sun glare. Now, you could say that that happens with Tesla because they don't have LiDAR. That is one possibility there that doesn't happen with Waymo at all. I haven't heard of any problems like that with Tesla. It seems to be a recurring problem. And of course, the $30,000. Now, he said that the Cybertruck was going to be $40,000 when it came out. It was $100,000. So, can we really believe him about that? We'll see more, but in the meantime, if you're getting value out of this episode, I really appreciate it if you remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm to spread it to more people. It really does help. Thanks very much for that. It only takes a second to do that. And this is about Waymo expanding. The company recently announced it has applied for permits to operate in New York City and has started mapping the streets of Tokyo in hopes of expanding there. So they are scaling. A lot of Tesla investors and Elon Musk says they won't be able to scale, but they are scaling in the meantime because Tesla is taking a long time. The thought is that they'll be able to scale more quickly because it's cheaper and easier, and we'll be able to be released wide to every Tesla FSD. But in the meantime, Waymo is expanding steadily. So, Japan has a large aging population that has led to a shortage of cab drivers, one of the co CEOs say. And this is one of the criticisms, that it's putting people out of jobs, but they say that it might create more jobs, which has been, what has happened with new technology in the past, and that they have a shortage of cab drivers in places like Tokyo. So, it's going to be interesting to see if they can expand to their first international location. And if they can do that successfully, don't see why they couldn't do it elsewhere as well. So the company's gradual safety first city by city approach, it's Phoenix in 2020, San Francisco and Los Angeles in 2024, Austin and Atlanta this year, so Atlanta just in the last couple of days, and Washington DC in 2026 is the plan, is exactly why it will emerge victorious in the automated rideshare race. This is what the company is saying. Now, Cruise shut down in 2024, if you're not aware of that, after its headline making accident. Tesla faces multiple lawsuits related to its autopilot technology and things like phantom braking. There's a class action lawsuit in Australia involving 10,000 people there. So they have got that to contend with. And Elon will be well aware if there's a really serious accident with this technology, with robotaxis, it could really kill it like it did with Cruise, because there was a very serious accident. So he will be aware of that, about not rushing it out. It might actually end up scaling just like Waymo has steadily for that very reason. Now, while social media users have laughed at cringe-worthy moments, this is talking about Waymo like a flock honking at each other in a parking lot, those incidents were ultimately just that, laughable but not dangerous. And this is what they're talking about here. And here we have some Tesla influencers who are in Austin, been trying out the Tesla Robotaxis, and there's Waymo's driving around there too. So there's this Tesla Robotaxi versus Waymo thing happening, and people have been criticizing Robotaxi, including some of my videos, and they have been sort of fighting back and pointing out, things that Waymos have been doing wrong too. There's this kind of Robotaxi wars developing. Listen to this.
Look at the Waymo.
Oh my gosh, it's confused. It's blocking the lane. Wow.
It does that.
It does that a lot? Oh my gosh, it was blocking our lane, and the Tesla Robotaxi just handled it perfectly.
Okay, so I guess that's become the job of the Tesla influencer, to also criticize Waymo and point out their mistakes. I think this is probably going to develop like that. So as far as the Tesla Robotaxi is concerned, I've showed this clip before. This was from Rob Mauer, where a Tesla had problems, turning. It looked like it was going to turn. Look at the steering wheel. Look at the screen. See that? That was on the very first day of operation. So there have been mistakes, obvious mistakes. And here's another example. Tesla fanboys found 3 bad Waymo clips for 10 years of autonomous driving, compared with 15 bad robotaxi clips just in the last 3 days. So I am going to show some Waymo incidents that, to be fair, there have been some, but as I say, very few over 10 years of operation, and 0 serious accidents with injury, which has made them survive and thrive. Can Tesla do the same? Let's have a look at this clip here. So this is a Waymo on the wrong side of the road.
Oh my god. It's going the wrong way.
There's another incident going through water. Look at this.
Hate to see it. Uh-oh, another drunk robot, ladies and gentlemen.
So somebody's saying they're drunk, the drunk robots. So there have been incidents, there's no denying it.
Too much Pennzoil,
Sort of clogging up traffic and emergency vehicles as well. This one, you see that swerving on over the road. So it's not like there haven't been incidents, but really few and far between. This is a serious one. This is a news report of an actual accident hitting a pole. There was nobody in it. These people here were actually waiting for it. So it had the accidents hitting the pole. I don't know what happened. Maybe they swerved for a cat or something. I don't know. But it did happen.
Earlier today, a Waymo was going to pick up some riders when it hit a pole.
This isn't how Jerica Mitchell thought her Waymo experience would go.
This was gonna be our first time riding one.
She and her friend are visiting the valley from Arkansas and had always wanted to ride in one.
And in Austin, of course, there was this one just in the first day or two or three of Robotaxi rollout, Tesla Robotaxi rollout. There was this UPS incident where the safety operator, the safety monitor, that guy on the right, not in the driver's seat, had to hit the stop in lane button to stop hitting this UPS van. I think it would have run into it if he hadn't done that. So, fairly dangerous incident, an intervention just in the first few days.
No jerkiness. And here is my drop-off spot.
Okay, so the van starts reversing, and what happens is it seems like the Robotaxi does not see the reverse light. So this is 10 years into this full self-driving technology that it doesn't seem to see the reversing lights, doesn't seem to see the van coming, or just stops and doesn't reverse back. If you were a human driver, you'd probably reverse back pretty quickly just to get out of its way here.
Oh,
So he hits the button to stop. It would have kept going. It looked like the Robotaxi was just going to keep
got an
going.
interesting situation. Okay, the UPS car is coming very, very close to us. If I was Robotaxi, I would be going back a couple feet.
Yeah, so I've shown that one before. I just want to show a balance here, some Waymo and some Tesla. So as I said, this seemed to be a Robotaxi war developing, a war of media. There's, media articles, there's influencers on both sides. So I think this will continue, but, Waymo is expanding into multiple cities. So Tesla's got a long way to go. Let me know what you think of this. Do you have a side on this? Do you just not like Robotaxis, either of them? Would you get into one? Frankly, I would get into a Waymo. It's proven it's safe, but not a Tesla Robotaxi right now. Let me know what you think. Which one would you use, or would you not use any? Do you not like the idea of them taking jobs from drivers? That's another problem that people see, but other jobs could be created as well. That's what Waymo says. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And right now I'm going to put a related video right there. Do go and see that now if you want to. And a subscribe link on screen. Do subscribe if you want. I'm doing these videos 5 days a week, so do join me here. And thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.